I've been told to stand in the naughty boys corner because I've been naughty. Can I come out now?
No.
Oh, time's up. You guessed it. He's up to no good once again. This is what happened. I just went downstairs to get my smokes. BBSM's minding her own business here, doing a bit of painting. Yeah, there she is. Right, and I just was a bit naughty, wasn't I? Was I a bit naughty, or you gone camera shy?
You pissed me off.
Alright, I've got to show you what I did. Everybody should try this. Not. Right, all you need for this one, right, is one of these. Oops, tiny little watch battery. Yeah, you've all seen them. Guess where it goes? You can put power on it to destroy it if you want. But it just so happened my soldering iron was on and the battery just fell on the soldering iron, and at that precise time I just decided I needed to go downstairs and get my cigarettes. Oh dear, it just fell on there. I don't know how it fell on there, but it just fell on there. Can't get it to balance. Oh, must be getting hot. Hey! Works every time, never fails. Well, I'm up here just playing about as usual. Now just to say that I do read some of the comments you people put, and I do appreciate that. And an interesting comment was made, or possibly a question. Now what's worse? AC voltage, which is alternating current, or DC, direct current? Now from personal experience of touching both, I think DC, direct current, is worse. And now I'm going to explain briefly why, and the consequences if you were to come into contact with AC or DC current. Neither's very nice, but DC is definitely worse. Okay, well on that oscilloscope you can see an AC waveform. It's called a sine wave. Alright, now I know this might be a bit boring to some people, but some people might just want to know. Now this is a zero line, just there. Alright, so it starts at 0, this is our peak, then comes back to 0, it reverses on a peak, and then goes back to 0. That is one complete cycle. Now in this country, our main system does 50 cycles, so it actually comes on and off 100 times a second. Alright, this is on, and that's on. It might be reverse current, but it's on. So it goes on and off twice in one cycle. So 50 cycles comes on and off 100 times. If your system is 60 Hertz, which is 60 cycles, your system goes on and off 120 times a second. Now you've seen an AC waveform, this is now DC. If it's pure DC, it will look something like this. This is your 0 point, alright, and it's just simply on. Now if each one of these squares, say was 5 volts, alright, we've got 10 volts there, because this is your 0. Alright, so that's 5 volts will be there, 10 volts there. Yeah? So that's DC. That's the difference. AC goes on and off, DC is just constantly on. Right, so now this is the interesting bit. If we're talking about high voltage, right, and this would be AC, alternating current, right, and you come in contact with it while this is energised, AC, you'd feel it if it's low voltage, right, it would be tingling quite violently because it's going on and off, 100 times a second, alright? Now, if I touch this when it's on, that would make the muscles in my body contract and decontract. It will probably throw me off it quite violently with quite a burn. alright? So AC I don't think's too bad compared to DC. Now if this was DC, alright, your muscles would contract on the terminals and you would not be able to let go of it, and you would just slowly burn, alright? And that's not good. You would not be able to let go of it if it's DC. Your hands would just clench on there and you wouldn't be able to release yourself. And there'd be lots of flames and smoke. I don't really want to give you a demo of that, but that's what would happen. Well, a few years ago, right, I used to be really, really crazy. Now, this is a picture, what I'm showing you, and you can probably see on the left a high voltage power supply and a bunch of diodes. Now them diodes were feeding two capacitors, which you can see there on the floor. Each capacitor was 60,000 volts DC at about 30 microfarad. Now I'm going to explain what happened when I was a bit younger and a bit stupid, when I charged them up and then decided to short the fuckers out. Right, well, playing with those capacitors, what you just saw there, was the most stupid thing I ever did. As I explained, I had a 30,000 volt transformer and I cranked that up to 60,000 volts and rectified it. And I pumped that into the capacitors. I will never forget that day. Now, when I rectified it, I could hear the transformer humming as the capacitors were charging, and after about a minute the capacitors weren't taking in any more power, and so obviously I assumed that the capacitors were fully charged, well charged, and then I just disconnected the plug socket and the two wires rather reluctantly and carefully, and I got a bar with a piece of copper pipe strapped on it. I put it on one terminal and it was about probably 3-4 inches away, and I could hear this high-pitched whistling noise. And I thought, oh, that's good, that's got some power in it. And as I moved it closer, it made a screaming noise. Alright, and I thought, excellent, this is going to go bang. But I got it probably 2 inches away from the terminal, and fucking hell, like the biggest fucking bang I'd ever, it was like a fucking cannon going off in my downstairs room. I nearly fucking crapped my pants. The bang was that loud. Afterwards, I instantly thought, get the fucking tape measure, because the windows would definitely be out. It was that loud, and I can't explain how dangerous that would have been if I'd have touched that. That was very, very sloppy. Needless to say, you know, I repeatedly charged it up and discharged it and had a lot of fun with that, but in them days I didn't even have a digital camera or a camcorder, which was regrettable, but that was really stupid. Good fun, but I wouldn't recommend playing with capacitors that size. It weren't good. Well, again, this is a picture, so I do apologise, but if you think my carpet's bad up here, you should have seen this carpet. As usual, couple of capacitors there, and then things just got stupid. Then it turned into lasers, and of course burning holes in things was most amusing, and that probably cost me a divorce, but I did have some good times. Well, as you can see, then I started moving on to argon lasers, which were 3-phase, and they required about 50,000 watts. This was also a little bit daft, but yes, I imported that. It was quite a big laser, and then I started playing about with big boys' toys. Well, I will carry on reading the comments. I will carry on having a bit of fun. As I mentioned on one of my other videos, it is Halloween, so there'll be a few capacitors, a few batteries, and I will wire a couple of these up to my gate. Why not? Fuck 'em. Oh yeah, and there might be a couple of people watching my channel who are on the wrong channel, because it's lots of those. So rather than lots and lots of those, there's only about 2 people. Fuck off to another channel and give it loads of that.